Liz Foster collapsed against the couch cushions and buried her hot face in a decorative pillow. "I can't believe you just said that." At her former roommate's laugh, she peeked over the fringed edge long enough to catch the other woman's smirk and hurled her shield toward the other end of the couch. Danny Sheridan dodged the flying fabric. "You're about to be a married woman, so someone needs to tell you the truth. But saying that all kisses make up for the dirty underwear on the floor? And misfires around the toilet." Danny retrieved the pillow from the carpeted floor and hugged it to her chest. "Yes, it's true. Along with other nasty aromas like body odor, gas, and morning dragon breath, marriage can be messy." Danny wrinkled her nose and then sighed with a dreamy smile. "But the benefits of doing life beside the man of your dreams makes the journey worth every inconvenience." "With your vast experience of 5 months, going on 6, yes, how could I forget?" Liz rolled her eyes. "I was right beside you when you said your vows. Just like I'll be there for you in 4.5 weeks. Which is the real reason I invited you over this morning." Thanks to the open floor plan, Liz easily eyed the clock over the wall above the small dining room table. Despite living in the same apartment complex, their schedules rarely allowed time to get together. "I know we both have family Thanksgiving dinners in a few hours, but I've got this awful feeling that I'm forgetting something." Planning a wedding without her mother's help had been a challenge logistically and emotionally. "Let's see what you've got so far." Danny pointed at the binder on the coffee table beside their empty mugs. "I'll do my best to fill in the gaps." "Thanks." Liz scooted closer to her matron of honor and picked up the only organizational tool that kept her somewhat sane as she juggled the myriad of details. She flipped to the master checklist sandwiched between a calendar page and a stack of printed invoices and contracts. Obviously, both the church and the reception hall are reserved, since we had to know that information to print the invitations. I've got my dress, with the final fitting scheduled for 2 weeks before the big day, and my shoes, tiara-inspired veil, and jewelry are already purchased and waiting in the closet of the guest bedroom. Danny opened the calendar app on her phone. "The fitting is the same day we're scheduled to pick up the bridesmaids' dresses, right?" In addition to Ryan's sister and Danny, the other bridesmaids were 2 of their former theater housemates. The only housemate missing, the diva of the bunch, had moved out of the state earlier in the summer, and they'd lost touch. "True," Liz confirmed the date on her printed calendar. "And the guys are getting their tuxes measured earlier that week, so all the attendants are covered." "Good. What about the ring bearer and flower girl?" "Ryan's niece and nephew are filling in as junior attendants, so their clothes are included with everyone else's." Liz scanned the squares filled with her scribbled notes. "We pick up the rings on Monday." Danny twisted the diamond ring on her left hand. "Good. Then all you really need is a preacher and the wedding license." "Right. The license." Liz paused to add a note to the checklist. "However, the pastor is already lined up, along with our pre-marriage counseling sessions. Plus, I've got a meeting scheduled with the church's wedding coordinator, which is when we'll pick the music." Liz skimmed over the pages in front of her. Her mother would have certainly had an opinion about the music for sure, if she wasn't a faceless long-distance pen pal. "So the next logical step is decorations." Liz forced her attention back to Danny's words. "Since we picked a Tuesday evening for the wedding, to make it easy for our theater friends to attend," Liz paused to wink at her best friend, "the sanctuary will still be decorated with lots of greeneries, poinsettias, and white twinkle lights from the Christmas services. So all we need to add are the candelabras, the church's white runner, the arch, and our fresh flowers." She grinned. "And before you ask, I have a meeting with the florist on Wednesday."